Now for the following exercise, we have identifying the center and radius to graph a circle given its equation in general form, and this is a basic exercise. This exercise, unlike the previous exercises that we have solved, gives us the equation of a circle, but in general form, not in a standard form. If you remember, from previous exercises, we have seen that the standard form for the equation of a circumference looks like this in green. X minus h, all of that square, plus y minus k, all of that square. And that sum of squares has to be equal to r squared. So whenever we see this, we know that h and k are the position of the center of the circle, while r is the radius. But in this problem, we are not given that. We are given something that is in the general form. In this case, we are given x squared plus y squared plus y times 8 plus 12 equals 0. Now, the exercise tells us that we should find the radius, the center, and then graph. So we can do that. If we had this in the standard form, we could do that easily by taking h, k, and r. But we don't have that. Since we don't have that, we want to find a way to take our equation from the standard form to the general form. How are we going to do that? Well, first of all, we need to have on the left side everything that is not a constant. So this number here, 12, that is a constant. We don't want it on the left side, so I'm going to have that on the right side, okay? I'm going to move it to this place. So that I can move it, I have to take it to the other side as a negative number. So I'm going to have x squared plus y squared plus 8 times y equals minus 12, okay? Now, once that I have that number on the right side, I'm going to group the terms that have a y. I'm going to group them together. That means I'm just going to add parentheses here and here. That's all I'm doing. Now, if I want to continue here, I want to find a way to take this here into something that looks like this. It kind of looks like that, but it's still not quite there. I need to find a way to factorize this in blue. So what I'm going to do now is force the factorization. How can I force a factorization here? Well, I will add another missing number to get a perfect square trinomial. Because I know that whenever I have a perfect square trinomial, I can factorize it. So what I want to force is to have a perfect square trinomial here. To do that, what I will do now is complete the square. We have done this previously. If you remember the first models, there are 3 things that you need to do. First, you take the lateral value, that means this one, lateral value that is linear. That means when the grade is 1 here. So you take that number, you divide it by 2, and then you take the power. Take power. That's what we are going to do here. So first, I take the second number here, which is 8. Then I divide it by 2, and then I take the power. What is the answer to this? 8 over 2 is 4 squared 16. 16 is the number that I need to complete the perfect square trinomial in this one. So I want to add the number here. And I'm going to copy this so that you can see better. I'm gonna move it down here. Okay, now I want to add this 16. I will add it on both sides of the equation. So I will have this like this won't change. What will change is that I will add a 16 here. And because I added something on the left side, I have to add it to the right side too, to keep the equation, to keep the quality, right? So here it was minus 12 plus 16, like that. Now that I have it this way, I can go and factorize this as a perfect square trinomial. I will do that. This is a perfect square trinomial because the square root of this one times the square root of this time times 2 is this one. That is y times 4 times 2 ay, you see? That's why this is a perfect square trinomial. And I know it's a perfect square trinomial because I forced it to be a perfect square trinomial. And 16 minus 12, that is 4. Now, if you see, this is in the standard form here. What is the value of h? 0. What is the value of k? Minus 4. And what is the value of the radius? That is 2, because 4 is 2 squared. That is the answer to this exercise. Let's do that here. Solve. There it is. The radius is 2, as we saw that here. The center is at 0, minus 4, and then there is the graph of that equation.